glorious presence along with the Anurag Prabhuji and of course
Okay, all of us who are present here today, we are graced by two wonderful gentlemen present here. So yesterday we had one session with all the students and they all know everything about you. They have studied about you, they've seen a few innings of yours because they're all in school. But just to tell you, आप सभी को बताने के लिए, it's important for us to know who our two guests are. Firstly, let's welcome here at the Siddharaj Cricket Ground a very special cricketer of India. You know, everybody wants to represent India in one match, two matches, but our guest of honor today has played 134 test matches for India. 17 centuries, 6 versus Australia, and of course we can never forget that epic knock of 281 in that unforgettable match at the Eden Gardens which changed the course of Indian cricket. Can we have a big round of applause for Mr. VVS Laxman? जोर से तालियां बजा सकते हैं हम लोग, और जोर से तालियां बजा सकते हैं. Come on. Yes, thank you so much everyone. Along with him is another special gentleman. He has been covering cricket, sports for over 4 decades. He has already written about 5 books. His next book is being written by him and his son. Netflix is the name of the book which is coming up. His contribution to Sports Star and Hindu is unparalleled. His role in sports journalism is one that all of us must admire and want to become like. Can we have a big round of applause for Mr. Vijay Lokpalli? Can we have one big round of applause for a wonderful afternoon that we have already had? We'll have about 15-20 minutes of interaction with both the gentlemen where we'll not just discuss about sports but life in general. And if you have a couple of questions, we can take that too, and then we'll wind up this 30-minute interaction that we have planned with both the gentlemen. Laxman sir, one special coincidence that I would like to tell you. The ground here is Siddharaj Cricket Ground. We call this as SCG. And let me tell you, when Mr. VVS Laxman was batting here on this pitch, he has played 3 unforgettable knocks at the Sydney Cricket Ground. His first knock there at SCG, 167. That was way back in 99-2000. Then in 2003-04, 178. Then again in 2007-08, another century. So 3 centuries at Sydney Cricket Ground. But sir, I would like to tell you, these 4-5 shots for us will be unforgettable at the Siddharaj Cricket Ground. So that is another coincidence. So Mr. VVS Laxman has played at the SCG, that is Siddharaj Cricket Ground. And of course, his 3 knocks at the Sydney Cricket Ground are unforgettable. Can we have a big round of applause for him for gracing the occasion today? And thank you so much, sir. We would like to start a quick interaction with you, sir. Firstly, we visited the temple, you visited the tennis courts, and you must have seen the kind of facilities here. You head the National Cricket Academy. So firstly, your thoughts on the facilities and the infrastructure here at the Maniknagar.
Firstly, very good afternoon to every one of you. I would say that I'm here because of Vijay Bhai, as I fondly call him, Vijay Lokpalli. As you rightly mentioned, a very renowned sports sports journalist, but for us as cricketers, he's more than a journalist. He's a friend, a guide, who has forged friendship with not only me, but some of the greatest cricketers the world has seen.
Yes.
So when he asked me almost 3 years back that, SCG,
Yes.
he is in Maniknagar, and Maharaj and everyone associated with this wonderful organization wanted me to come and inaugurate the pavilion and also the tennis arena. I was truly honored.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it took almost 3 years for me to come here because of various reasons. But this afternoon, it's indeed my privilege and honor to be here, taking and seeking the blessings of Maharaj, going to the temple, and the kind of warm, kind of welcome I got it from each one of you. I think I'll truly cherish.
Yes.
Coming into the facilities here, I saw the 3 tennis courts there. It's world class.
Yes.
And then I just coming on the way to this ground, they took me around the school campus, and I feel all the students who are studying here are truly lucky, not only because of the infrastructure which is built here, but the kind of culture, the kind of values which are being inculcated to each and every student here. I was told that they recite the Bhagavad Gita. There is a Saraswati temple in the middle of the 3 or 4 blocks around the school. So I think this is the kind of culture which we are very, very proud of.
Yes.
And I'm glad that the future of our country are getting to imbibe the values we are very proud of. So a huge round of applause to everyone involved in this school. As far as the ground is concerned, Charu and they all came to Bangalore. They showcased. Even though I didn't come here before, they showcased what they have established in Maniknagar. And when I see here, whatever they have said, I think it's absolutely true. The ground is, the outfield is beautiful, lush green, but very, very, flat, without any undulations. The slope is there, the pitch. I could have batted for another 1-2 hours. I got excited. I wanted to play 2 balls, but they told only 1, and that's it, last ball. I've been never told by my coaches also to come out of the net section, but here they stopped me batting. Because the wicket was so good, I enjoyed batting. And also the net facilities over there, there are turf wickets, there's a cement wicket. So I think it's not only going to be used by the students, it's great that KSCA, which does a lot of service to the districts of Karnataka by providing not only infrastructure but also by providing and sending across quality coaches, quality sports science professionals to help the budding stars in each and every district of Karnataka. So they have taken over this ground, and they have told that they will use for more than 100 days, which is a great thing, because the kind of exposure the kids in and around Maniknagar, not only the school kids but in and around Maniknagar, I think the exposure and the opportunities they will get will definitely help them to maximize the potential they have.
Yes.
So it's my privilege to be at this SCG, and I just hope that our Indian team wins in that SCG.
Oh yes, absolutely. जोरदार तालियां हम बजा सकते हैं for this answer. How wonderfully said by Mr. VVS Laxman when he says that yes, you should be lucky and privileged that you are a part of such a wonderful institution. So 3 centuries at Sydney Cricket Ground, और सर ने अभी कहा और थोड़ा टाइम देते तो एक और सेंचुरी यहाँ पर लग सकती थी. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, just to take this conversation ahead, ये सारे जो बच्चे हैं स्कूल में सीख रहे हैं, they are a part of this wonderful institution. So you come from a very strong educational background back home as well, and you personally, and you train students at the National Cricket Academy. So how important it is to balance both, sports and academics. It's not easy. But if you could tell from your experience and the kind of players that you interact with, how should they balance their sports, their academics going ahead when they are here?
I feel it's easy. I think it's very important how you manage your time. And for me, education is the foundation on which you take forward your life. Because the foundation, we see so many monuments, we see so many buildings which are there for so many years. The reason they are there is the foundation it has. A strong foundation will help the longevity of any building. So I feel that for us as individuals is education. So you cannot ever compromise on your education. Sports and any extracurricular activity is so important to build the other attributes to achieve success. Education doesn't only mean that you're bookworms. Obviously, academics is very important. You require to focus on doing everything possible to get the best marks you require to progress in your academic career. But sports and other extracurricular activities will help you to build your personality, your character, which is so important to overcome and face any challenges which we face in our life. You know, the kind of opportunities sports gives, you know, in handling success and failures, to also know how to be part of a team, because for you to succeed, it's not only as an individual you can succeed. There are various people who contribute in your success. Like in my success as a cricketer, it's not only me as an individual. Obviously, I have to go out and perform as a batsman, I have to go out and take catches as a fielder, and whenever given opportunity, I have to bowl.
Yes.
And take wickets or restrict the flow of runs. But there's so many people who help me to reach my destination as a cricketer, to reach my goals and fulfill my goals as a cricketer. So I think a teamwork is very, very important. So sports allows you to be part of be part of a team, and I think that kind of exposure, especially when you're in school, is invaluable. You know, because the sooner you get that exposure, you understand what is required to overcome various challenges. So education is very, very critical, very, very important. It's a non-negotiable. Along with education, you require to participate in various extracurricular activities, and I'm not only restricting to sports.
Correct, yes.
Whether it's debate competition, whether it's elocution, essay writing. I just asked Vijay Bhai this morning, what made him become the journalist we all know, the media personality we all know and are proud of. He was talking about in 7th class, he won an essay writing competition. And since then, he had the confidence that, yeah, he loves writing. So I think the various opportunities which the school management and an institution and a sansthan like this gives to the students is invaluable, because that builds a personality, that builds a character, that builds a confidence, and whatever they face in their lives, with positivity, they can overcome that. So I think it's very important. There's a saying, my parents always emphasize on that. Play while you play, study while you study. So if you feel that you don't have time, you're fooling yourself. The various distractions you have, especially nowadays with the exposure and the opportunity a kid has with the phone, smartphones, you know, there's so much of time which is wasted by just seeing what the world is doing. Forget about what the world is doing. Focus on what you require to do to progress and achieve your goals in your life. And I think that's so important. So I think the only way you can do that is to focus on what you require to achieve. So I think, you know, there's a very lame excuse saying that you don't have time. If you want to achieve anything, you will have time, and there's abundance of time in our daily routines.
Oh yes, absolutely. Can we have a big round of applause for those thoughts, you know, where Mr. VVS Laxman is telling us that education जो है, ये आपका foundation है. अगर आप इस पे ध्यान दोगे, तो you will create miracles. And let me tell you, the gentleman sitting next to me could well have become another physician in the family, but he went on to play 134 test matches.
Yeah, not a physician. I wanted to be a cardiothoracic surgeon. I was very clear. My parents, both doctors, eminent doctors in Hyderabad. I myself, they were my role models. I wanted to emulate them. In fact, I love science. In my 10th, I stood first in science in the state. And then my 11th and 12th, I took BPC as my optional subject, biology, physics, chemistry. I cracked the common entrance exam, almost enrolled myself through sports quota in a very reputed medical college known as Gandhi Medical College. But when Kapil Paji and the Indian team won the World Cup in 1983, I started dreaming, called the wildest dream, of representing the country in the game of cricket. Luckily for me, my parents allowed me to pursue my wildest dream, and I think God has been very kind. He blessed me by allowing me and blessing me by playing more than 100 test matches. But I wanted to be a cardiothoracic surgeon, you know, because that was something which always excited me.
Can we have a big round of applause for him being so honest about what happened in his life? And let me tell you, आप सभी को मैं बताना चाहूँगा, एक बेहतरीन सर की किताब है 281 and beyond. I've had the privilege of reading that. आप सब अगर वो किताब पढ़ेंगे, तो you will realize what a fantastic human being our chief guest today has been, and also an inspiration for us, because जो चीजें उन्होंने किताब में लिखी है, एक क्रिकेटर के तौर पर तो वो महान है, ये हमने देखा है, but as an individual, as a human being, the way he has written it is a master class. आप जरूर पढ़िएगा 281 and Beyond, a fabulous book that tells us through the entire autobiography of Mr. VVS Laxman. Can you have a big round of applause for those thoughts? VVS sir, one thing that I would request you is to change strike and give it to your batting partner for 5 minutes. I will come back to you after the end of the over. Yes, 2 minutes is what Vijay sir has told me, and when a sports journalist tells you, you must listen to him.
Better listen.
विजय सर, कल हमने एक लेक्चर किया था जिसमें बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स के अलग अलग एस्पिरेशंस है. यू वेंट ऑन टू बिकम अ स्पोर्ट्स जर्नलिस्ट. There could be many career aspirations here. So what exactly happened? There was a small example which Laxman sir just now told us. But what made you take this profession of sports journalism, and how has life been for the last 40 years in this field?
Thank you. To begin with, I think I should tell you all that I personally am very grateful to him that he has given us a precious day of his life. He has come here and he has interacted with so many people today. And I am very happy to see this day. My roots are from this place. My first visit to Maniknagar was when I was 7 years old. Now I am 65, so you can imagine. And I am very happy to see Aisha Namaskar. To see Aisha here is a great day for me. And you asked about my profession. That 167 remains to me at Sydney one of my finest days. And next day, my challenge was, he's batted so well overnight. So I had to spend a lot of time writing about that innings. As far as journalism is concerned, he's already told you, I won an essay writing award, and my mother was very confident of me. So she didn't know English, but I would explain the day's play to her. So I decided that when I cover a match, I will write my report as if I am writing a letter to my eye. So that she can understand, the reader can understand simply. So that was how it began, and I am grateful to all. I have met so many great people, I have learned from them, and most importantly, he is a great cricketer, there is no doubt about it. People have written about Laxman, they have talked about him. What amazes me is his humility. So you have to understand when I say that. I see him grow. To me, today is a very, very memorable day, and I am very happy to be here, to be part of this ground. It looks beautiful. When I came here, it was in the nascent stage, there was nothing here. Imagine, today it can host a Ranji Trophy match. And today, KSC is supporting us like Laxman told you. I am very happy, and I wish everyone here all the best, especially a young man called Chalu Dutt. He is a budding. वो मेरे को अपने बचपन के वीडियो में से रहा, ये फ्लिपर है, ये गूगली है, ये कुछ तो भी है,
और ट्विटर पे भी ट्रेंडिंग होते रहते हैं वो.
So he is amazingly passionate about the game, and I have done it for him also, because they had decided that inauguration will only be by VVS Laxman. So I am very happy you are here, and like I said, today's chief guest is Laxman.
Yes. Yes, can we have a big round of applause for Mr. Vijay Lokpalli, and then he'll give back the strike to Mr. VVS Laxman and a couple of things, and then we wind up. So any interaction with you will be incomplete without discussing about that epic knock of 281. So any special memory or any anecdote or anything that you would like to share with us, the students here, which has been unheard of, or something which will inspire them to go really high up in their career?
I think two things which I can share very briefly again. I was not going to play the test match because 3 days before the test match, the first practice session at the Indian Gardens, while batting 10 minutes into my net session, my back went into spasm, and my entire back was tilted towards the left side, which is known as list. And in 2 days' time, I was going to play against the mighty Australians in the second test match. Luckily for me, Andrew Lippers, the physio of the Indian team, worked really hard, and I was probably 50 or 60% fit on the first day of the test match. But John Brad, as the coach, and Saurav as the captain, felt that even a 50-60% fit Laxman would be fine taking the field. So I think full credit to them for reposing a lot of faith in my talent. So that was the first thing which I want to share is when you're doing anything in your life, you may not be 100% fit, whether physically or mentally, but never ever give up, never ever give up, because sometimes those are the tests which the God puts in front of you to test how much you love what you're doing. And if you have that passion, and if you have got that zeal, that irrespective of how tough it is, I'm never ever going to give up, then I experienced that through the test match. I'm sure you all will experience in your career that the desired result will be much more beautiful than you ever thought it would be. So that is the first lesson. The second lesson is when you're competing against the best, you have to think that you're better than them. Because in your life, we come across situations when we feel little inferior, we feel that your competitor is better than you. But if you think that your competitor is better than you, please don't enter into the competition. Because whenever you're going into the competition, you should know and you should have the conviction that you're better than your opposition. So I think not only me, but the entire Indian team I was part of, and I was very lucky to be part of that wonderful team, which had a lot of players who took a lot of pride wearing the India cap. We always felt, irrespective of the results, we always felt that we were always better than the opposition. And that's why, even though we were 274 runs behind, the follow-on, everyone knows what happened after that, or everyone also knows how we won the day-biting test match in Chennai and won that series after losing the first one in 3 days' time. The only reason we won is because we as a team, not as an individual, but as a team felt that we were better than the Steve Wall-led Australian team. So never ever think that you are inferior to anyone. So whenever you are entering any competition, whether it's your exam, whether it's your unit test, whether it's your half-yearly test, or whether it's your final exam, or whatever competitive exam you write or you participate in any competition, think that you are going to be a winner. So with that winner mindset, if you enter any competition, you will get the desired result and you will achieve success.
Oh yes, fantastic. That winning mindset is so important. Can we have a big round of applause for that answer that sir has given so candidly? So 281, is there any other favorite knock of yours other than that?
I told when Kapil Paji and the Indian team won the 1983 World Cup, I started dreaming, saying that एक दिन मैं भी India के लिए खेलूंगा, matches जिताऊंगा, trophies जिताऊंगा. And I never ever thought that I would end up taking cricket as a career. I already mentioned that the family background I came from. Every member in my family is either doctor or engineer. So I am the lone one who became a cricketer. So every match, every opportunity I got to wear the India cap. It was an opportunity for me to do something special for my country through the game of cricket. So I was again lucky, and I feel that that's a blessing that through my career I got opportunities when I either played an important pivotal knock for the team, which helped the team to win from a tough situation or save the team from a tough situation. So whenever I did that, that gave me a lot of satisfaction, that gave me a lot of fulfillment. But I think Vijay bhai mentioned about 167. That was a very important knock, even though it was in a losing cause. That was my first test century against a very, very strong Australian bowling lineup at a ground which obviously became dear to me after that. But it was a tough, challenging batting surface, and to get that kind of a knock against them, and that gave me the belief that I belong to international cricket. So 167 along with 281, the 96 I got in Durban. Oh, yes. Again, 2010 we went on to win the test match against South Africa on a pitch which is supposed to be the toughest wicket for the subcontinent players in South Africa. But none of the other batters even got a 50. I got 96. I was the last batsman to get out. It's not the number, it's that contribution to win the test match, and beat the South African in South Africa. So I was lucky to play a lot of knocks during my career, but I think the most memorable ones are as a team, what did we do? Yes. I think in 2000 when Saurav became the captain and John Wright became the coach of the team, we as a team decided that we want to be the #1 test playing nation in world cricket. And this is for the students. That was our dream in 2000. and we achieved that dream in 2009 when we beat the Sri Lankans at the CCI to become the #1 test playing nation in world cricket. So sometimes when you have a dream, don't expect that it is going to be realized ASAP. You know, my wife and my parents say that, you know, this is a generation where everyone is seeking instantaneous results. But for you to achieve success, for you to fulfill your dreams, you should be very patient without losing focus on your dreams. So what we dreamt in 2000, we realized that in 2009, and since then I think the Indian team has been very, very consistent in all the 3 formats.
Yes.
So I think me being part of that golden generation of Indian cricket with legends right from Tendulkar to Dhoni, you name them. I was very, very privileged and blessed to be part of such a wonderful group of cricketers. And for me, that is something which I will never ever forget, and that is something which I will always cherish.
Oh yes, what a wonderful way of putting his thoughts in. So thank you so much for all that you have spoken, and also that message that when you target something, it takes time. India decided that that is their goal, but it took time, and we all know where Indian cricket is. So a couple of questions from the students, and then we wind up. Charutaji, anybody here who wants to ask a question? Yes, please.
Sir, I have a couple of questions from you. When you commit a mistake, how would you cover your mistake?
Okay.
Wow. And second
And I have some very one question for Vijay sir. That how is your mindset when you are writing?
how is your mindset when you're writing? Okay.
Thank
What's
you.
your name?
Shashank.
Okay, big round of applause.
Thank you, Shashank. Thank you.
Shashank, when I write, my mindset is very clear. I have to write a report.
Any vote of thanks? Nothing?
So that he'll send me again. And
Thank you.
also, I have to ensure that I have to be very honest.
Okay, national anthem.
The credibility factor comes in. I know if I'm writing about the team, every player would get to
Okay,
respond.
so that's it, no?
Whether I've written factual or not.
That's it, no?
That is
पण
what
बाकी
I
सेशन
have.
बरोबर झाला ना?
I think Shashank has a wonderful question, because first, why are you thinking about mistakes? Don't worry about committing mistakes. If you don't commit mistakes, then you will not progress. Okay, so everyone here, especially all the kids, don't be afraid of failures, because failures or failure should be your friend. In fact, I always feel that if you're not failed in anything, that means you're not trying enough, or your goals or dreams are not big enough. So always be, welcoming failure, because when you fail, that's when you realize what you require to do to get better. So to answer your question, Shashank, when you commit a mistake or when you fail, don't brood over that failure. Why did I commit a mistake? Why am I a failure? Because if you're thinking too much about that or the situation you are in, then the only person who is going to be hurt is you. But always understand why you made that mistake, why you failed. So understand the root cause of that, try to work on that, try to get better at that, and then that very thing which led to that failure will actually become your strength, will become your strong point. So always realize that failures is fine, welcome failures, never be afraid of failures, but whenever you fail, try to introspect, understand the reason of that failure, work on that. That is very important, introspecting and working on that, so that you don't repeat that mistake, or you don't repeat that. The reason why you fail is very, very critical. Okay, but embrace failure. Don't be afraid of failure.
What a beautiful answer that was. Can we have a big round of applause for Mr. VVS Laxman and Mr. Vijay Lokpalli? Thank you so much to both the gentlemen for gracing the occasion. This afternoon, this day will be etched in our memory forever. Can we have a big round of applause for both the gentlemen, and on behalf of everybody here at Maniknagar, a heartfelt thank you to both of you, and we hope to see you again. And sir, 1 century here on this pitch will be pending, and we soon see you here getting that century. Can we have one big round of applause? Vijay sir wants to give one knock.
And a big applause to the young man. He is one of the finest commentators we have today.
Thank you.
His father was a very accomplished Marathi journalist, a very dear friend of mine. And so I'm very happy to see this young man stepping into his father's footsteps. So all the best.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Yes.
Just before concluding this interaction, one thing for all the students, I enjoy interacting with the students. So when I see all of you, it reminds me of my school days. I've already mentioned, my journey, okay? But one thing which I feel is very, very critical is for all of you, especially for the students who are in the senior school. After 7th or 8th class, I believe that you should know what you want from your life. The sooner and the quicker you answer that question, what you want from your life, then the roadmap, okay, to achieve that will be very, very smooth. But if you don't get that answer, then you'll always struggle. And I think that is the critical part. So once you are mature, and I feel that once you are in the senior school from 8th, 9th, 10th onwards, you should be mature. You should have more awareness. But ask that question to yourself. What is that excites you? What is that you're passionate about? What is that you love? And what is that you want to do for the rest of your life? Once you get that, I think that will be the trigger for your progress. Because at the age of 17, even though at the age of 9, because that is when 1983 is when Kapil Dev and the Indian team won the World Cup. So that I was 9 years old. But I would say from the 13th year of mine, I knew that there were two things I wanted to do. Either become a doctor or become a cricketer. So all I did in my life from then on is to focus how I become the best in both these professions. Okay? So I think you are all required to answer that question and take it from me. Once you answer that, everything will be smooth, everything will have a lot of clarity, and you will get the desired result. So all the very best. Thank you for giving time, and God bless all of you. And I'm sure will, if you're working hard, if you have that conviction and commitment towards your goal, you will make the impossible possible, like what I did in my life. So all the very best. God bless.
Thank you so much, sir. Let me make one final statement. Like your batting, your talk so full of style, grace and elegance. Thank you so much, sir. May I request everyone to please rise for the national anthem, and then we wind up our ceremony today. Please, may I request everyone to please rise for the national anthem. Over to the band here at the school.